Hello, how are you? Safe and well, I hope. My name's Des Hannigan. You'll never have heard of me, but that's no matter. I'm a semi-retired writer, because writers never retire, they just keep on scribbling. I worked for many years for newspapers and magazines, but mainly for travel publishers, Lonely Planet and AA Publishing. So non-fiction was my main work. But every now and again, I dabbled in a little bit of fiction. It's great fun. You can make things up. You can't do that with non-fiction, I can tell you. Now, some time ago, I wrote a few flash fiction stories. Flash fiction has been turned into a bit of an art form with all sorts of rules and constraints. But it's really only short stories. They don't keep you very long. Now, I'm wearing a fisherman's hat, but I wear a lot of different hats, because I have a very fishy flash fiction story for you, and it's called Cold Iron. One peaceful summer's evening, a couple of Cornish fishing boats from the mainland port of Newland were tied up alongside Hewtown Quay in St Mary's on the Isles of Scilly. The beautiful Isles of Scilly, and don't ever call them the Scilly Isles. The Isles of Scilly, or just Scilly, will do nicely. Now, a third Newland boat pulled in for the night, an old Breton crabber called L'Esprit de Corps. We called it L'Esprit de Corps. The skipper of the Esprit was a grumpy old Cornishman, unsmiling, mean old devil called Emblem Tregodley. Hard as granite was Emblem, and a grand shellfish catcher too. A few of us hopped aboard the Esprit for a yarn because we knew Emblem and his crew. We knew them well. We brought our own beer, mind you, because all Emblem would offer was diesel with ice and a slice of lemon. The Esprit had two crewmen, Emblem's younger brother, Nebuchadnezzar Tregodley. You had to take a run at that name, so it was just as well he was known as Neb. Then there was one rather overweight crewman called Skinny Ballotics. Skinny had been with Emblem for years, first class deckhand, very loyal, never said much, but a nice man. So soon we got round to talking about superstitions and fish bait. It's the kind of thing fishermen talk about at the drop of a hook. Worse things do happen at sea, and the way fishermen deal with them is to blame anything that goes wrong on bad luck symbols and taboos that they call cold iron. The list is endless. Anything to do with the land, animals especially, foxes, snakes, pigs, cats, dogs, canaries, donkeys, vicars and nuns, church bells, the colour green. And I had to tell all you Cornish pasty lovers out there, but the mighty pasty is very bad luck aboard a Cornish fishing boat. Unless the ends are snapped off, because that way the wind will blow through, which gives rise to the old saying, storm in a pasty. That's true. But one of the worst taboos for fishermen is the humble rabbit. Fishermen call them long ears or them furry things, just to get round mentioning the proper name. On my boat, we'd been given a couple of long ears from some friends of ours on St Mary's who had been out lamping. It was more of a joke, really. They were just teasing us about long ears. Anyway, we chopped the long ears up and baited a couple of pots with the pieces. This broke all the rules of cold iron. And strictly speaking, it breached official hygiene laws against using anything other than fish for fish bait. But no matter. We didn't catch a thing. Nothing ate the long ears, not even a passing conger. Then, aboard the Esprit, someone mentioned that they'd read about some fishermen in the Caribbean who had killed a man in a bar brawl and had then cut him up and used the pieces to bait their crab pots. Now, hard men though we were quite shocked by this. There was a silence of grim reflection and head shaking. until Emblem Tregodley said, in a keen sort of way, "Did they catch anything?" Early next morning, the esprit de corps was gone, long before the rest of us had even got out of our bunks. We never saw Skinny Belotics again. But at the end of the week, Emblem and Neb landed an all-time record catch of shellfish on Newlyn Quay. Lobsters, giant crawfish, crabs as big as dinner plates. Incredible. They made a small fortune. But there was no sign of Skinny. Nobody wanted to ask about Skinny. But a week or so later, I bumped into Neb Tregodley on the quay. "Where's Skinny?" I said. Neb looked at me with that typical Tregodley sideways glance, like he was tacking away from the question. "Skinny's gone," he said, very shifty-like. "Where to?" says I. Then Neb rushed off, muttering over his shoulder, "He's gone to the Caribbean." Cold Ireland.